I just come back from a gym session, and in the midst of training back and biceps and also abs, of course, I had a realization in my mind. And the realization was that the dream is way more attractive than the reality that you basically have to live by on a daily basis. And that's what gets pushed on social media so much, and I hate it every single time. Every single time you go on social media, whether it be like Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, whatever, you see a lot of people live like this very like luxurious good lives and stuff, which is in itself, I'm not hating on those people. Like if you genuinely live like that, I'm all for it, like respect. And for a lot of people that actually watch these type of luxurious lifestyle, they're maybe not at that level yet, and they kind of like want to imitate that as well. So they want to chase that dream reality. But what they don't realize is the reality behind that dream reality that they're living in. And that reality is not as luxurious, nor is it as good looking as the Instagram stories that you see on a daily basis. It's like we have created a culture, especially in this industry of self-improvement, self-development, that if you just show your dream life as much as possible, just like this is how I'm living, and you can achieve that as well, it has become the main thing that a lot of people do. So I'm not saying that everybody does this. And in my own videos and the things that I post on social media, I'm trying to be as real as possible. Like, this is the journey that it takes. This is what you genuinely have to do, for example, to build an aesthetic physique, or to actually doing something else beside like going to the gym, whatever. We have created a culture once again where dreams are being sold to young kids, and they find that more attractive than the reality. And that's why most people quit, because reality on a daily basis is not really what you see on an Instagram story where people are, for example, in Dubai. I made that video how social media is fooling you. You can actually watch that. I basically just talked about like, don't believe everything you see on social media because it's not real. And I remember when I was 17 years old, that's when I started lifting. So like 5 years now. I remember I used to like fall in love with the physiques that a lot of people had, like back in those days, like Ziz and, even Arnold and Mike Mentzer, whatever, Frank Zane, all of those bodybuilders. I never wanted to be a bodybuilder, but I just loved their physique, and I just wanted to imitate that as well. And that was very attractive to me. But what I didn't realize back then, but I still went on to the process, is that it takes a huge amount of work, dedication, and discipline to actually achieve those type of physiques. I'm not saying like a bodybuilder physique, but just an aesthetic physique in general. It takes a huge amount of work to actually achieve that. And when you're only attracted to the dream that you see on social media, what tends to happen is you may not go through with the reality that you really want to build, because the reality that you see on social media doesn't match the reality that you have to go through in order to get that reality. Because the reality that you have to go through is uncomfortable. There's a lot of pain and suffering that you have to go through, and nobody shows that on social media. Nobody shows it on social media, how like the things that you have to do in order to get like the things that you want. And of course there are some circumstances, luck involved. I'm not saying that those things are not involved. It just takes a huge amounts of effort, patience, discipline, grit on a daily basis to get the reality that you want. Don't fall for it, my friends. If you're still watching this video, don't fall for the things that don't really actually matter, are so luxurious in the eyes. But to actually get through that and to actually get that thing, to get the luxurious lifestyle, it just takes a huge amounts of work. And that's why a lot of people quit within like the first month. Within the first month, they're like confronted with the reality that it takes to reach that thing. And when that reality is not matching the reality that they see on, for example, Instagram stories, then they soon quit because they see I have no results like that. When in reality, it takes years and years, even decades, to build something meaningful in your life. So that's just what I wanted to say, man. Just a very quick video that dreams are way more attractive than reality. And you have to find contentment with normality on a daily basis. You have to fall in love with habits and doing things on a daily basis repetitively, because the first law of learning is repetition. Just doing it again and again and again. That's why I think a lot of people watching this right now, maybe have gone to the gym for like a couple of years now. When you first started your gym, this may be like a simple analogy, is where you kind of like went to the gym, came back home, ate a lot because you have to bulk when you're first starting and stuff, and then go back to the gym, come back home, eat a lot. Just you have to, this vicious cycle that kind of like never ended. That's how he kind of like built the muscle and eventually got the aesthetic physique. It's repetition that will take you there. It's not really the things that you see on social media stories. Don't believe that, guys. We are living in this era where everybody is comparing their lives to everybody else, when in reality, why are you doing that? Why are you comparing your life to another human being? He doesn't have the same genetics as you. He never had the same circumstances as you. He never had the same life as you. He never had the same parents as you. He never had the same anything as you. So why are you comparing yourself, that is a totally different person with different circumstances, different genetics, different everything, to your life? Isn't it better to compare yourself to a person that had the same circumstances, the exact same genetics, the exact same parents, the exact same things that happened to him, and that person is you, but in the past? Isn't that more rational, more logical to actually compare yourself to that person instead of looking at Instagram stories with a guy that has like 500,000 followers on Instagram and is like making $1 million a month and is 22 years old. I think you can do that. You can live that lifestyle, but I think it's just very empty. The amount of joy that you can get in life is just see the person that you used to be, for example, like a year or 2 years ago, and see the person that you are right now. If you have grown, that's a win. Even if it's small, it's still a win. That's what I think you should be focused on, my friend, because everybody's living the different lives and you don't know what everybody's going through in their lives. Once again, they're showing you the highlight stories, which are not real. The highlight stories that people represent on these kind of like Instagram stuff are not real. And of course, I have some Instagram posts as well, like on my stories, where I kind of like link my YouTube channel and I show a like a vacation picture or whatever. But that's not real as well. It's like a very tiny segment of my life. What you're trying to do is like you're trying to compare your entire life to somebody else's tiny segment of life, which is like, for example, when they're in vacation, but you don't see 99% of their lives. You don't see what's going on behind the screens. So never judge somebody, my friend. Never see yourself as below them. Never see yourself above them. Value your own time as much as possible. Focus on yourself. Focus on the person that you used to be and the person that you are right now. If you can see a positive difference, then that is a win. That's what you should be focused on, my friend. I'm going to preach that so many times on this channel because it doesn't get preached enough in the self-improvement industry, man. Every single time you log onto YouTube and you see everybody saying you should work 16 to 18 hours a day, you should do 20,000 steps on a daily basis, you should spend your 3 hours at the gym, whatever, you should just sleep with as many women as possible. Nobody's actually, well, there are some content creators here and there, but not a lot of people are giving you some advice that is like grounded in reality and that says, guys, don't pursue this irrational path of, for example, comparing yourself to other people that are like way different than you, lived way different lives than you, because it doesn't make sense. They have different circumstances, different genetics. So why are you comparing yourself to somebody else that has different genetics and different circumstances, different life? What I still want to say is like friendly competition as a man, especially as a young man, is healthy and you should pursue that, but not beyond that. It's not that serious, bro. Like, for example, if you and your friend, like, for example, want to see who can bench 100 kg the fastest, that's, healthy competition. It's friendly, whatever, and that's fun, actually. It actually pushes you forward. Like I said, iron sharpens iron. But when you take it beyond that and you start to compare yourself like to random people that you see on social media that you've never met in real life, you don't even know their stories, it's a bit empty, my friend. So that's just what I want to say. Hope you guys enjoy the day. I'm gonna hit a 5-kilometer run and I'll see you guys in another video. Take care of yourself, my friend. Bye-bye. Alright guys, I'm back at the old place where I used to run, and I just finished a 5-kilometer run. And it's beautiful out here, man. As you guys can see, the water is flowing nicely. I'm in great nature again, guys. And I wanted to make this video actually after the video that I just recorded, which I was basically talking about the dream is more attractive than the reality. What I want to say in this video is that we need to get off that mindset that we always need to promote the dream. Because to be honest, man, the reality is this. The reality, for example, if you want to improve yourself, if you want to improve your cardiovascular health, you have to run these kilometers. I just did 5 kilometers and it was pretty difficult, man. I did it in like 24 minutes and 12 seconds with an average pace of like 5 minutes per kilometer. And of course, that pace is not really that good. I've run fast. Even when I was running a half a marathon, I ran like an average pace of 4.58 minutes per kilometer for 21 kilometers. So it's not really that much of a deal. It's actually pretty slow for me. But that's not the point. The point is not the speed, my friend. The point is just doing it. And we get so much fixated on the dream, on like how attractive the reality may look like, that we actually forget to enjoy the process. And because we are not enjoying the process, that's why we get no results. Everybody says you should focus on the dream life, you should focus on the results. But when you focus on the results and stuff, you mainly don't get it, because the universe works like this. If you chase something, first of all, you shouldn't chase. But if you chase something, if you want something, it's very human, it's human nature. You already are in a state of lack when you're trying to chase a thing. Because when you want something, you're in the lack of that wanting, if you understand what I'm saying. So if you genuinely want something in life, you have to start with the mindset that you already have it. Because if you don't, you're already starting with a lack within yourself. And the universe always says yes. So if you say, I don't have that thing yet, the universe says, yes, you don't have that thing. And the only way to actually get that thing is by staying in a state of presence and riding the wave and just enjoying the journey. Of course, you have to challenge yourself. I'm not saying never challenge yourself, whatever. I do it every single day. I challenge myself on a daily basis. So the main point of this dizzy video, I'm sorry if the video is all over the place. I did not really plan to do this. I just ran a 5 kilometers I also been to the gym. It was a very productive day, you can say, for the physical exercises. But the main moral of the story is that the reality is this, my friend. The reality is just running 5 kilometers by yourself, maybe 10 kilometers by yourself. Just the process that you have to go through on a daily basis. That's the reality. So don't get fixated on what people actually promote on social media and the glamorous lives that they live, because most of the time you're only seeing like a small segment of their life, maybe like 1%. The 99% you don't even see, you don't even recognize, because it is there, but you don't recognize it. And the only way to actually get the thing that you want, my friend, is just to enjoy the journey, because you don't want to chase something for 20 years and not enjoy the journey, because the 20 years is a hell of a time, guys. That's what I wanted to say. Take care of yourself, my friend. One last thing, my friend. If you act accordingly to nature and to your own self, the things that you want, yes, the things that you need, every single day, you implement habits every single day and you try to follow them as good as possible, you just do them every single day, then why are you so afraid of what happens in the future? Why do you then care about the results? Because the results are going to take care of themselves. If you genuinely try every single day your best, to the best of your ability, as much as you can, you strive towards better every single day, the results that are going to come into your life are going to take care of themselves. You don't have to do anything. The only thing you have to do is carry out the plan, is carry out the routine that you have built for yourself on a daily basis, weeks by weeks, month by months, consistency. Then the results are going to take care of themselves. So you don't have to worry about what's going to come, because at the end of the day, life is unpredictable, reality is unpredictable, and it's also the best teacher. Things are going to happen in your life out of nowhere. You're going to be like struck with lightning, like just out of nowhere, and you're going to be surprised. And life is going to do that like 100 times to you in your lifetime. And you cannot really be prepared for that, because you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You may be dead, like I said in my previous video. The only thing you can do is try your best on a daily basis. You have to take it day by day, not like year by year. Of course, you need to have long-term goals, but you have to take it day by day. If you're trying to lose fat, whatever, if you're trying to improve your cardiovascular health, like I said, start with just 1 kilometer running, then go to 2 kilometers, 2-3 days after that, then 3 kilometers, 4 kilometers. That's how I actually prepared for my half marathon. And if you do that, if you implement consistency on that basis, then you don't have to care about the results, because the results are going to come. The results are going to be there. If you want, for example, if you once again, for example, want to lose fat, you're going to say, you know what, I'm going to do 9,000 steps today, for example, or even less. I'm going to do 5,000 steps. I'm going to do 6,000. I'm going to do 8,000. I'm going to do 10,000, and etc. It's like building up. It's like momentum. You create momentum by doing the right habits every single day, and the results once again will take care of themselves. This is a side note, but running is so good for you, man. Like I always, I'm gonna recommend this to every single one of you guys that are watching this video still. Like if you're watching this, you're a goat. I'm gonna recommend running to every single body, because after the run, when you finish the hard run, even it's like 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers, 15 kilometers, how many kilometers it is, when you finish the run, you will feel so much better. It's like mental clarity all over the place. You just feel physically and mentally refreshed. To be honest with you, my friend, every single time I go on these runs, I go on these long runs even, I have a very strong opinion that I'm kind of like fighting the devil, and God is the observer. So I'm going through life and I'm seeing myself running. I look at it from a very philosophical point of view, where in the midst of running, in the midst of trying to, for example, prepare for a full marathon even, I see myself as somebody that is constantly fighting against like the devil. And what is the devil? The devil is like you can say the devilish desires that we all have. So for example, it's like lust, pride. You can basically say it's like the 7 deadly sins that is in the Bible. And I see myself like struggling against this devil, and God is observing me, and God is saying to me, can he make it? Can he push through this? Can he actually do this? And that is what is kind of like motivating me to move forward, man. It's what pushes me to go beyond myself. This is the thing that is, like I said in my previous video, you need something bigger than yourself to strive towards. And this is something for me. This is the thing that I'm striving towards. This is the bigger thing that I'm striving towards on a daily basis. Just me against the devil, and God is observing me. And every single time I go on to that fight, I go into the first round, I go into the second round, God is observing me and saying, can he actually make it to the third round? Can he go to the fourth round, the fifth round? Can he actually win from Satan? And sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. I got to be honest with you, I'm not perfect. But that fight, it's not even about winning or losing, but that fight is what I feel like creates a man. Is that fighting against your, you can say, evil desires, for example, lust, pride, and whatever. You can say these seven deadly sins. There is a sense of peace that comes from that, even if you lose, because you know you gave it your all. You tried your best. And that's what it's all about, my friend. So, more of the story, I'm going to summarize this very quickly for you guys. Don't be only attracted to the dream reality, because that is not what life is. That is only 1% of life. 99% of life is just habits implementation on a daily basis. And you just have to get used to that. You have to find, once again, contentment with normality. You have to, it's boring work. It's just genuinely boring work. You don't really want to do that work, but you still have to do that work. For example, running 5 kilometers, not like some flashy workout. Like it's just you and God and your running and your legs. Like that's it. It's just you running and God is observing you. Just pure humbleness. That is what it is. It's not glamorous. It's not fancy. That's why I show you guys this type of shit. It's not fancy. Of course, I can edit it in a way where, it looks good, whatever. I can get like the views because I edit it in a certain way. People like it. But it's not fancy. Like improving yourself, even though you can make it as fun as possible, it's not like this glamorous thing. It's not like this dream reality. It's not like a vacation. It's a consistent thing that you have to do on a daily basis. Of course, you can take some breaks, but it's not something that, oh my God, I feel so hyped to do this. No, you just have to do it. Especially as a man, you just have to do it. Even though that sucks, but you just have to do it. Like, you do it's, even if you feel bad, even if you feel happy, even if you feel joyful, even if you feel depressed, you still have to do it. That's what I wanted to say, my friend. Hope you guys liked this video. If you did, share, subscribe, and I'm see you guys in the next video.